Welcome back to the BucketHatSam YouTube channel, where today we are going through my top 10 summer transfers in the Premier League. Yes, I'm going to go through my top 10, list them all and give you my reasons why. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button, please do subscribe, and if you go to the comment section and go and swipe across on the hype button, please hype this video. It helps me out more than you can imagine. Let's get straight into it. And number 10, I have got Ouattara, who has joined Brentford. I think Ouattara for Brentford is an incredible signing. He just is a Brentford player, which doesn't really make sense, but hear me out. You look at him as a player, he was a bit part player last season for Bournemouth, but whenever he played, he always scored. And I remember some moments last season where you were thinking, could he even arguably get into that side? He's moved to Brentford and he started off incredibly, and it just makes sense, especially with the way Brentford are playing under Keith Andrews. They're kind of really sitting in deep and they need to hit teams on the counter. His pace and his finishing is absolutely incredible. The way he gets in behind with absolute ease, I think he's going to score a lot of goals this season for this Brentford side in this new kind of system, this new Brentford team. And again, it's like a transition that Brentford seem to always do. They lost Tony and then Visser steps up. Now they're losing Visser and Mbeumo, and Ouattara is going to step up. So for me, straight in at number 10 has got to be Ouattara. I really like him as a player. Very exciting as well on the eye. Then in number 9, I'm going to go for Matheus Cunha. Matheus Cunha at Manchester United for me makes sense as a signing. Now, hear me out on this. I know some people prefer Mbeumo, but for me, I feel like Cunha is more designed and fits the Man United way a little bit more. And that, I think a lot of it is down to his mentality. Matheus Cunha, a lot of people questioned at times he was quite frustrating to watch because he threw a lot of struts, but it's because at Wolves, and that was the way they looked at it, but it's because he always demands more from his team, and I think you need that at Manchester United. He kind of embodies what it is to be a Manchester United player of old. I think this guy is just like so arrogant in his own and kind of confident in himself, and the thing is he can deliver as well. That's the difference, because there are a lot of players who have got that kind of mentality, that have got that thinking about themselves, but don't have the ability. There aren't many match winners in the Premier League like Cunha. Cunha can literally make something out of absolutely anything. Last season there were so many goals. I think of the goal against Arsenal where he literally just took on the whole team, scored a consolation goal, but it was like, wow, this guy is the real deal. This guy is something. So I do think Cunha is absolutely incredible. I think he'll really flourish and kind of really excite a lot of Manchester United fans. They've been crying out for a player like this for quite a while. I think he's going to have a really good season. So number 9, Matheus Cunha. Then on to number 8, I have got Dewsbury Hall. Now Dewsbury Hall for me at Everton is an incredible signing. One of the signings of the summer. I spoke about this already. Dewsbury Hall won't get the kind of applaud. It will kind of go a bit more under the radar. People will talk about Jack Grealish. People like to talk about Jack Grealish more because he's more pleasing on the eye, but I do think Dewsbury Hall is kind of going to be the main man for Everton. That kind of people, that the underrated kind of player in that squad, because Njai, they'll be Dibbling will have times, Grealish and things like that, but he links everything up. He's the man that links the midfield to that, because they've kind of got destroyers in behind them in Irabunum and Idrissa Gana Gueye and Alcaraz, but Dewsbury Hall links up the play really nice in that number 10. He kind of just floats around the pitch and links up absolutely everybody, creates so many chances. And every time you watch Njai, you'll watch Grealish. They're always linking up with one player, and it's always going to be him. He's going to be that player that kind of just links everybody up together really nicely. I think he's an incredible player, very pleasing on the eye and very underrated. I think he's having an incredible season for Everton, and especially going forward, I really like him as a player. Then into 7th place, I've got Ryan Diaz here now. So Ryan Diaz for me, I really like him as a player. People got a little bit ahead of themselves at the start of the season when he had that incredible performance against Wolves, arguably one of the best debut performances in the Premier League. Yes, he's dipped a little bit, but Manchester City have. I look at him as a whole, and I think he's a really, really interesting player. At Milan, he was absolutely incredible, and it's very difficult to flourish in that Milan side last season. That Milan team really were disappointing last year, but he was absolutely incredible. I really like him because he's exactly what Manchester City need, a kind of an 8 that can kind of play as a 6, can play as a 10, but just really, really confident on the ball. Like Kovacic in the sense that he loves to drive with it, but his link-up play, his dirty work, he's completely like just a really well-rounded player, and he's got an eye for a goal as well, and very creative. So I really like him as a player. I think he's probably not higher up on this list, because I think he's going to struggle a little bit because the Manchester City team are going through a bit of a transition. So I just think he's not blessed with the fact that he's got the team around him aren't going to be performing. I do think they're going to struggle this season a little bit more than people expected. Next, we have got 6th. I'm going for Estavo. Now, Estavo for me is incredible. Estavo for me at Chelsea is a statement signing. For how many years have we seen young Brazilians that get tipped? We've seen it with Vini Jr., Rodrigo, we saw it with Neymar. All these players instantly go to La Liga. They swipe them, they grab them instantly. But Chelsea have made a statement here. They have beaten all of the big giants to get him early. This has not happened for a very long time. I can't think of it ever happening, to be honest, where somebody this early on is bought by a team like Chelsea. This is a statement to the world. This is incredible, and I like just how raw he is. He is so exciting to watch. He's going to be incredible this season, and especially going on in the future, but I think he's going to have a lot more of a role this season than we originally expected. We've seen already, kind of, if you compare him to players like Gittins, and he already looks like he's so much more mature than him on the ball and things. He's very direct. He looks like he's going to cause a lot of defenders a lot of problems. So I really like him. And as well, he's got an eye for a goal. But I think he's going to be incredible this season. If you'd asked me this about a month ago, I probably wouldn't have said he'd be as good. But after seeing him, now I really understand now why people are saying he's the real deal. I've tried not to get too ahead of myself after only the first few games, but even in times against West Ham and in times against Crystal Palace in the first game, I was just like, wow, this guy is incredible. So yes, I have got Estava in number 6. Then in number 5th, it's gone for a bit of a boring one here. I've got Zubamendi. Now Zubamendi, I've already seen and I completely understand what he's going to do for this Arsenal team. He's going to be the facilitator. He's going to be very similar to Dewsbury Hall, where he's linking up the play. He will probably go unnoticed in a lot of games. Very rarely will he get man of the match. I imagine he won't be spoken about a lot, but the fact that he's kind of just slipped into this Arsenal team instantly, and no one's even noticed, and no one's talking about the fact that he's making no mistakes. He's just effortlessly, seamlessly walked into this midfield, linking up play with the number 10s, linking up play with absolutely everybody, mopping up the ball, taking the ball off the defenders, and kind of just fizzing the ball then forward. That's what I really like about him. He doesn't hold on for it too long, and everything comes through him. He starts so much. He mops up from any counters and things. I really like him. Genuinely the second coming of Rodri. He won't be as good, but he's pretty good. He's one of the best midfielders in the league, in my opinion, already. I've really liked his performances so far, because the fact is, you've probably not even noticed him playing, which just shows you how good he is. That's what you want from your holding midfielder. You don't want to remember your holding midfielder. You want to just notice that he gets the ball, wins it, gets it off away. That's what I think a holding midfielder should do. I really, really like him. So I've got Zubamendi in number 5. Now to the top 4. As I said, if you haven't already, please do comment down below your top 10. Please comment, please like, and please subscribe and hype this video. Go to the comments and press the hype video button and give me some points. It really massively helps me out. Next, you ready for this? Top 4. It's getting exciting. I have got Ekitike. Now, Ekitike was one that I wasn't convinced by. I'd read a lot of reports. I'd seen kind of his goal scoring record, how he struggled at PSG. I didn't think he'd hit the ground running just the way he has done for Liverpool. He looks incredible, and I'm trying again not to get ahead of myself by these signings, but I've already seen how much of a role he's going to have in this team. He is absolutely incredible. The way he turns on the ball, the half turn, the way he's hold at play, the way he drives at players, and the fact that he can play on that left as well. I think he's going to be incredible, and the link up with him and Isak is scary. The thought of, imagine playing for a half. You've got Ekitike running you ragged. Yeah? And then you think, who's that coming on? Oh, great, it's Isak. I think he's going to be absolutely incredible. I really like him. And the fact he's already bagging a few goals, you can tell he's a proper poacher. He's got a real eye for a goal, a proper striker. I really, really like him. Next, into the top 3 now. Number 3, we've got Palhinha. Yes, Palhinha. Yeah, it's probably not the most exciting one. Very similar to Zubamendi. Palhinha is going to be incredible for Tottenham. This signing really makes sense. He's the most Thomas Frank signing. Genuinely just makes sense. It's incredible. And for how long have Tottenham been crying out for a holding midfielder that can demolish teams, that can just mop up the ball, move on forwards? This is what Moussa Dembele used to do. We haven't seen anybody do this to this level since Moussa Dembele. I don't think Tottenham have had it. I'm not having the Wanyama shouts. I'm not having Bissouma shouts. And Ndombele, no one's done it to this level. I really like him already. And Palhinha is a very, very underrated player. When he went to Bayern, went on a big contract, big move, and it never really made sense. He wasn't a Vincent Kompany signing. It was a very odd one. And he definitely deserved to move back to a Big Six club. And I really like this signing at Tottenham. You've already seen how much of an impact he's going to have on this Tottenham team, because quite often, you've seen it before, Tottenham last season were hurt in the transition, but they won't be now with Palhinha. Mopping the ball up. He's a hard man, but moves the ball, and he's got a bit of class to him as well. So Palhinha, for me, is one of the signings of the season. Incredible signing for Tottenham Hotspur. I really, really like it. Now, on to the top 2. In at number 2. You ready for this? You won't believe this. I've got Harvey Elliott to Aston Villa. Now, hear me out. Harvey Elliott for Aston Villa is one of the signings of the season, because I genuinely believe this. Harvey Elliott was really hampered at the fact that he was at Liverpool. I genuinely believe if he was at Chelsea, if he was at Manchester City, if he was at Arsenal, he'd be in the starting 11, but he was a real problem that he was at Liverpool, because he plays as a right winger or a midfielder. Yeah, he can play in those two positions. He was coming up against, if you like, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, or even Salah. Like, he couldn't get into that team, but he was crying out for minutes. You saw it. He is so good on his day. You saw it for England under 21s, and I think people are now going to understand just how good this guy is when he plays for the Villa. I think he'll be their most important player of this team, most important player for Aston Villa by the end of the season. Honestly, we'll look back at it and he'll be in that England squad. I love him so much. He's going to be so good for this Villa team. I'm intrigued to see whether he plays in midfield or whether he plays out on the wing or whether he plays in both. We've seen him do both for England. I'm really excited to see him, and I think it's an incredible signing by Aston Villa. This one is one of those ones where I'm surprised the bigger team haven't come in, and I'm glad he's going to get minutes and be playing in Europe. I'm very excited to see him this season get more minutes because it's only good for England in the long run. And then onto my number one signing of the transfer window. Obviously, of course, it's Alexander Isak. It was always going to be. I think this signing is absolutely incredible. It just makes sense. He wanted Liverpool. He got the move. There's no point discussing whether it's ethically right and the morals behind the move and everything that went on and all the drama and things, but he's got the move now. Let's discuss him as a Liverpool player. I am so excited to see him linking up with your likes of Isak, your Gakpo, Ekitike, Szoboszlai, McAllister. Like, this is very exciting. This Liverpool team, and Wirtz as well, so I forgot him as well. This is going to be very exciting to see this Liverpool team and how they go on going forward. But I genuinely believe they have arguably got the best striker, one of the best strikers on the planet already in their squad, and he's got Premier League experience. He's going to hit the ground running. I am so excited to see him in that first game against Burnley. I think it's a perfect game to bed him in. But yeah, that is my number one signing. But there you go. That is my top 10 Premier League signings of the summer transfer window. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button. Please do subscribe and comment down below your thoughts and your top 10 if you haven't already. It's probably controversial because I've left out some big names, players like Wirtz. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys for another video. Comment down below any new videos you'd like to see on the channel. Thank you. See you soon. Peace.